Hello everyone, today we're going to give you facts about the Grassmarket to impress your friends with. How are you all? Hope you're all happy and healthy and well out there. Today is... I did this a little while ago about Edinburgh, so you might know a lot of these facts already. It's kind of a one-stop shop for if you're in the Grassmarket, if you're visiting. I think Edinburgh residents will know all these. Or they probably will know most of these, but it's really just to give you little things that you can show off to your friends with when you're in the area. So I'm down at the far west side of the Grassmarket. I had to do a compass in my head then, and we'll walk along and we'll show you a couple of things and we'll give you a couple of facts. Just like I said, just so you can show off to your friends while you're here and you say, did you know? I'm sure they will love it. So let's get started. So there we are, Edinburgh Castle, as you all know and love, my castle. So first off, fact right here. This here is the outline, or the line of the Flodden Wall. You see that there? That's it. That was where the Flodden Wall was. You can see there's a little bit there as well. And it goes all the way up there, and then if you go up and round you will actually see some of the Flodden Wall still there. Now if you don't know what the Flodden Wall is, you can go and you can watch one of my older videos of it where I trace the route of the Flodden Wall, one of my favourite videos. But it used to be the wall that surrounded Edinburgh. Edinburgh was a walled in city, kind of, sort of, for a while. So that marks where it cut through here, up there, and kind of, you know, hit where the castle is, really. It hit, the castle was start, you know what I mean. So there's number one for you. Just a little line marking where the Flodden Wall border stood here in the Grassmarket. Number two, Grassmarket. How did it get its name? Well, it was a market area, mostly a cattle market area. But it's not called the cattle market. It's called the Grassmarket, and generally it's thought of as, because of all the grass and hay, really generally for feeding or covering for the excrement of the cattle and things. So it's not an exciting title, but you don't hear a lot of places called the Grassmarket, so you know you got to get it. It's not the most exciting reason for a place being called something, but that's kind of all it was, really. It's not. I wish there was a bigger story there to tell you. So, it's because here, this is where they invented a certain kind of grass that they use on golf courses to this very day. But no, it's just because it was a cattle market, and that's kind of, you know, and that's why down the road is the Cowgate, where the cattle would be brought into the Grassmarket. You see, this kind of knocks on and it kind of all works together. You get that? But that's a Cowgate fact. We're not on the Cowgate, we're on the Grassmarket. Okay, number three. People living in the Grassmarket of some sort of another. Now, this has changed fairly recently because of some excavation work, some building work, or some, I don't know if it was the work they did at the Virgin Hotel just at the end of the Grassmarket there, or if it was something else. But they discovered some fossils in the area. So these were carbon dated, because obviously they wanted to know when these fossils were from, and they were actually from 3,000 years ago, putting it to about roughly in between 1300 to 1500 BC. So there's at least been people of some sort living in this area, maybe in the shelter of the volcanic rock, you know, because that was still a volcano 3,000 years ago, I would imagine. Probably extinct then as well. But there's been people living in this area, maybe not trading, but of some sort, for 3,000 years. And now, where people were the original settlers of some sort, probably, here in Scotland, here in Edinburgh, now it's full of pubs. If that doesn't show Scottish life, then I'm actually very proud of that. Settlement 3,000 years ago. Now we drink here. Number 4, rattling through them, but these are good facts. Good for you to entertain people with. By the time you get from one end of the Grassmarket to the other, your friends will be telling you to shut up. But number 4, it used to have the nickname of Little Italy. Now I've got to be honest, this is not something I hear of it now. I don't know it of that now until I found out this fact by looking up facts. I'd never heard it before. But around about 1880-ish, the first sort of Italian immigrants came over and settled in this sort of area. Apparently the legend has it the first Italian immigrant was an organ grinder. You know, with the organ grinder. I don't know if he had a monkey, but definitely an organ grinder. And it got known synonymously for that. And apparently for a short period, I definitely don't see this. Well, I suppose a little bit for one of the things. The area was known for Italian music and ice cream. Maybe not so much the Italian music, but we've got an ice cream place there. We've got Mary's Milk Bar over there. So there's at least got 2 ice cream places. So there's a little bit of tradition there as well. That's nice. Number 5. This is one I've said before as well, but I do like this one. There's a pizza place here that was started by one of the cast members of the original Star Wars. So Mama's Pizza area, which is just behind this van, badly timed to get deliveries for me, but it was started in 1985 by Gold Leader from the original Star Wars. They did actually used to have it written on the walls on the outside, but it looks like it's had a coat of paint since then. But yeah, it was actually started by Gold Leader, also known as Angus McInnes. So he opened this in 1985. I don't know if he opened it with the money he made from Star Wars, but there we go. There's a little tenuous link. It's not tenuous, it is a link. It's a direct link from this pizza place to Star Wars itself. Number 6, and right next door to Mama's, is the White Hart Inn, and the White Hart Inn is known quite synonymously. Actually, I was using that word a lot today. I've never really used that, synonymous. It's got quite a cool history. It's got a dark history. Apparently Burke and Hare used to hang out there, but it's not really what I'm going to tell you about. It's the fact that it is probably the oldest pub in Edinburgh, and you can see right up there, established 1516. That doesn't mean it was opened at 3:15. There's part of the building, I think it's down in the cellar, truthfully, part of the original foundation cellar, where there was a pub there, going back to 1516. How cool is that? That there has been a pub, that pub, right there, since that time. And of course it's supposed to be haunted, but a place that's going to have spirits since 1516, of course it's going to be haunted. A place that's going to have spirits since just get on with it. Okay. Now, I don't think I can miss this one. I've told you this one many times, but I'm going to tell you again anyway, because I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you it. What is this? 6, 7, 5, 6? Yeah, this is 7. The White Hart Inn. If you go just past the White Hart Inn, just here, there's a stone on the ground right here, marking the site of a bomb that was dropped from a Zeppelin airship on the 2nd of April 1916. They actually bombed more than here. They actually bombed quite a few sites in Edinburgh, but as far as I'm aware, that's the only plaque on the ground in Edinburgh commemorating them. I actually think Leith got hit really bad with that, and they weren't aiming for here. I think they were aiming to hit the bridges to try to stop the flow of goods, really, to try to, you know, World War I, obviously, with the year. But they kind of got lost, I think, and just went, oh well, let's just drop the bombs here. So they just started throwing them in the window. So it wasn't their primary target. But yeah, but like I said, I think Leith got hit really badly for that. But I've said that one many times. But I couldn't do facts about the Grassmarket and not include that one. Number 8. Executions. There was lots of executions sites in Edinburgh. I don't know why there was so many. Someone actually left a comment on a video not that long ago, why are there so many execution sites in Edinburgh, and I'm afraid I just don't know. There was here, there was the Esplanade right in front of the castle, there's the Market Cross, there was just in front of St Giles, there was obviously the toll booth prison as well in the Royal Mill, where I don't know if they did executions, but I bet you they did torture. And then there was the gates of Edinburgh, where people would definitely, bodies would definitely be hung as well. And then the top of Leith Walk, kind of where the Edinburgh Playhouse is now, that was an execution site there as well. That was really for your rough criminals, apparently. They didn't get killed inside Edinburgh, they got taken out of the walls. But there was lots of execution sites. I don't know why, but the Grassmarket was definitely a hub of one, right here where the crowds are. See where all the crowds are here right now. Lots of tours, and they're showing that place a lot of. But you can probably see why. Because you have to remember, executions were the main entertainment. There was no, theatres, really. There was no, well, there was, but there was no televisions. People really probably couldn't afford to go to the theatre if there was one. This was free. This was free entertainment, and it was surrounded. Houses, people looking out the windows, able to watch the execution, so you can see where the execution happened by a plaque on the ground. Again, you can see it's quite busy here, lots of tours going on, as this area kind of always does have, but this marks a point where executions used to happen. That goes to the Covenanters who were hung. A lot of Covenanters were killed in this area, but you can't really see it. I'm going to stand on the thing here. But if you look down on the ground, see that bit of ground there, and then it goes up there. There's a hangman's thing. What's the name of it? Oh, that's going to annoy me. Where people get hung, marked on the ground there as well. Actually, if we have a look at this, you can see what this says. On this spot, many martyrs and Covenanters died for the Protestant faith. Going on to number 9, Maggie Dixon. Again, I've done a full video on this one, and there is a pub named after Maggie Dixon right now as well, which you can see right here. Maggie Dixon was famously half hung Maggie Dixon, or half hang it Maggie Dixon, because she was executed. She was actually executed for the hiding and disposing of a child. She was pregnant, and there's a full story. I've done a full story of this. I've done a full video on this one. So very briefly, she got made pregnant by someone who she shouldn't have been made pregnant by, and then she hid the baby. The baby was found. It was traced back to her. That was illegal then, as it is now as well, to do something like that, and she was sentenced to death, and she was hung here on the hangman's noose. Look, there it is. Now you can get a good look at it. Nice big, now that the crowd's gone. See the hangman's noose on the ground right there. There we go, see that? After they hung her, they took her down, they shoved her in the back of the car, and they were going to take her to Musselburgh, which is where she was from, where she was going to get buried. But halfway on the journey back, she woke up and jumped out the car. She hadn't actually been killed, but documents were shown that she was dead. She was legally dead, so they couldn't hang her again, and she got to live out the rest of her days with the nickname Half Hang It Maggie Dixon. The full story is on the web. I've done a video on the full story with a little bit more detail. But there we go, that was that, number 9, Half Hang It Maggie Dixon. The last person to be hanged from the Grassmarket gallows, I was right, gallows. No, I said gibbet, didn't I? I said gibbet. It's not a gibbet, it's a gallows. Was James Andrews on the 4th of February 1784. So there you go. There's another. That's just a bonus fact, because that's not my fact. That's facts on the ground. Number 10. Number 10. Number 10. Hollywood come to call it. There's actually been a couple of films filmed in this area fairly recently as well. Filth with James McAvoy has done some scenes here, and the Will Ferrell Eurovision film did some bits here as well. But we're going to go back a bit to Disney and Greyfriars Bobby. Walt Disney visited Edinburgh when he was researching it. Greyfriars Kirkyard is literally just there, just up that road right there. But when they were filming, there's a scene where Greyfriar Bobby's owner, John, I want to say Smith, John Gray, comes to here looking for work, and they filmed it in the Grassmarket. Although it wasn't quite the right area, well, it might have been. They changed the story. Obviously they changed the story, it's Hollywood. They tweaked it a little bit, but they filmed some scenes here for when John Gray came trying to look for work. Does that count as 10? That counts as 10. 10's good. 10's a good number to leave it at. Here's a couple of other random facts. It was one of the first areas to be plumbed, to have underground plumbing, which is kind of what these are. The wellheads. Again, I've done a video on that. You can look at that if you want. And you see the nose right there, which is kind of on Victoria Street, Bow Street, West Bow Street. We're going to count it as a Grassmarket. That got in the 80s when that was getting set up, because that used to be a joke shop, a costume shop called Costume Mahaha, which was I remember a lot. It's a real shame it's shut. You don't really get a lot of need for costume shops and joke shops and things nowadays. I suppose we're just not that funny now. But there was a fight with the council for them allowed to do that. Apparently the council thought it was too protruding. They were worried the nose was too big. But obviously, since this as well was supposedly the inspiration for Diagon Alley, and then if you've seen the films or read the books, you remember the Weasleys had the big statue of themselves, the big funny, that's blatantly Weasley's joke shop. Anyway, there we have it, 10 plus facts about the Grassmarket, just to impress your friends. I hope you've enjoyed that today. I haven't done something like that for a while, and I enjoy these sort of videos. If you have enjoyed that, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It would really mean the world if you could subscribe. But I think we will leave it there. You can see the town is really starting to get busier now. It's not late, it's really quite early right now, and all the tours are already going on. This is a constant hub of tours coming down here, as the whole Royal Mile is. But yeah, until next time, bye humans.